Hi there everybody, this is Justin Tim with Justin Tim Auction Service. Just wanted to give you a short video tutorial on how the online bidding process works for our online llama auctions. We've got a lot of new bidders coming in each and every sale, and so we just want to make sure that both previous bidders and new bidders all understand how the whole process really does go down. So just going through a few things here. Item number one, as a buyer, please contact those sellers. We have their contact information listed in the listing of each animal. It is your responsibility as a buyer, as a bidder, to contact those sellers before the sale, ask the questions that are important to you about their animals. It's not a link necessarily, but it does have a phone number, contact information, and email information that you can use to contact those people. And if you need any additional assistance, just contact the auction company and we'll be happy to help you with that. Number two, asking those questions. It's so incredibly important. If there are facts of an animal that are important to you, you need to ask the seller of that before the sale. If you're asking those questions after the sale, it is too late. You have made your commitment. So ask the questions, feel comfortable with the answers before you're moving forward as a bidder in the online auctions. Number three, make sure that you feel comfortable not only with the seller, but the animal itself and the bloodlines. So if there's a seller that you don't know, get to know them. Again, that contact information is there for a reason. Contact them and ask the questions that are important to you. Get to know them. Feel comfortable with the answers that they're giving you about their animal that they're offering for sale, their breeding program, whatever it is. So make sure you feel comfortable with that individual person or farm. Make sure that the animal is the animal that is what you are looking for your breeding program or your performance program, whatever it may be. Make sure that the animal that you're seeing online is the type of animal that you really are looking for. And third, make sure the bloodlines align with that. Now, it's not to say that we can have an animal that is produced from a bloodline that is different than everything in its pedigree is showing. However, we are looking at some consistency factors. So using size for an example here, if you want extreme size and you look at that pedigree and there's no animals in that pedigree with extreme size by any stretch of the imagination, and you get that animal and you're disappointed, it's not as big as you thought it was going to be, you kind of set yourself up there. So make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're studying the pedigree, make sure you're studying the animal, make sure you're studying the breeder. So number four, be aware of transportation restrictions and availability. As the receiver, as the buyer, but also transporting from the seller's location. We've got people from all over the country participating as buyers and as sellers, and there's certain areas that are a lot easier for transporters to get to. It's more of a constant path that the transporters are traveling. And so it's easier to transport an animal from a certain location to another location. Other farms are extremely remote and it's difficult. You might need a few weeks in order to arrange a successful transport trip. So just be aware that transportation is a challenge at times. So make sure that you've made your decisions based off of the availability and accessibility of some of those transporters. Spending money that you are comfortable with. Spend money that you are comfortable with. Bid as high as you are comfortable bidding. Nobody here is forcing you to bid. We're not pushing any certain price points on you. You bid on an animal that you are comfortable with buying at a certain price point. That's how you should approach it, from my opinion. So make sure you're spending with what you're comfortable with. Something new this year that we're adding as part of the lineup for the online auctions. The seller has 24 hours from the conclusion of the sale to accept your high bid. So very important, in the past, if it said sold and you were the high bidder, you would purchase that animal. Now the seller has up to 24 hours to accept that high bid. Just a little different approach we're trying on this. It's gone from an absolute auction to a non-absolute auction, and so that's going to be a major difference that we're going to see. You will be contacted within 24 hours of the conclusion of the sale, letting you know whether your high bid was accepted or rejected from the seller, and then we can move forward accordingly from that. If you are the high bidder and the offer is accepted, you do have 24 hours to get the check to the auction company, so that we ask that you either overnight payment, or you can also pay with a credit card. There's just a 4% processing fee when doing it with a credit card, so just be aware of that. And then once we've received payment, we'll notify the seller that the payment has been received, and then you and the seller can work together on arranging those transportation needs. So that's it for now, you guys. Happy bidding. Remember, ask all those questions. Ask the sellers the questions. We're here as the auction company to help facilitate questions as well, but we're not the owners of the animal, so it's important that you contact those sellers. Thank you very much. JustinTimAuctionService.com. We hope to see you in the auction. Have a great day.